Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Good morning everyone. My name Muhammad Arya Andika. I'm the student of Faculty of Medicine Sultan Agung Islamic University Semarang, Indonesia. As we know, randomized control trial are the gold standard study design used to evaluate the safety and effectiveness of healthcare intervention. Today, I'm going to read an RCT article entitled Effectiveness of Spironolactone for Women with Acne Vulgaris in England and Wales. Pragmatic multicenter phase 3 double-blind randomized control trial using CONSORT checklist 2010. The term CONSORT stands for Consolidated Standard of Reporting Trial. It provides guidance or recommendation for reporting all randomized control trial. I have divided my presentation into 4 parts. First, I'm going to find the item of the CONSORT checklist of title and abstract, and as well as introduction in the article. After that, I'm going to find the item of the CONSORT checklist of method followed by result in this RCT article. Then I'm going to find the item of the CONSORT checklist in the discussion. Finally, I will summarize my presentation. First of all, identification of component of the title using SPICE. I can find the component of setting and population in the title, but we can identify effectiveness of spironolactone as the intervention, women with acne vulgaris as the condition, and pragmatic multicenter phase 3 double-blind randomized control trial as the endpoint, and RCT as the design of the study. So basically, this article is report of finding of study to evaluate the effectiveness of an intervention called effectiveness of spironolactone for the treatment of condition called women with acne vulgaris in the population women with acne vulgaris in England and Wales in a pragmatic multi-center phase 3 double-blind randomized controlled trial. Let's begin the title, abstract, and introduction. The first one, identification as a randomized trial and control trial. There is a randomized control trial on the title, and the 1B structure, summary, trial design, method, result, and conclusion. The design is pragmatic multicenter phase 3 double-blind randomized control trial, and the result from 5 June 2018 to 31 August 2021, 1,267 women were assessed for eligibility, and 410 were randomly assigned to the intervention, and blah blah blah. The conclusion: spironolactone improved outcomes compared with placebo, with greater difference at week 24 than week 12. Spironolactone is the useful alternative to oral antibiotic for women with acne. And 2A, the scientific background and explanation of rationale. The acne vulgaris is very common in adolescents, often persists into adulthood. A negative social and psychology effect can be substantial, and many people with acne have frequently health service use. And 2B is specific, objective, or hypothesis. The spironolactone for adult female trial aimed to evaluate whether spironolactone improves in women with persistent facial acne compared with placebo, in addition to use of standard topical care. And the third A is description of trial design. The wait. And well, I have talked about doing the item of CONSORT for the introduction. Let's move on the method section. The method section is 3A. There is a description of trial design. The SEVA is a pragmatic, multicenter, double-blind, randomized trial with two parallel treatment arms, often compared with placebo. And the third B is important change to method after trial commitment with reasons. We, ref, we revised the target sample size 2000 made amendment to allow retention of research participants during the COVID-19 pandemic through flexible trial procedure, particularly through remote follow-up. And the 4A is eligibility criteria for participant, like inclusion and exclusion. And 4B is the setting and location where data were collected. Participants were recruited through primary care, secondary care, and by advertising in the community and social media. And 5. The intervention for each group with sufficient details to allow replication, including how and when they were actually administered. The trial participants were randomly assigned to receive either 5 mg spironolactone or matched placebo for the first 6 weeks and then 2 tablets daily at the 6th week. Providing the participant was tolerating side effect, treatment continued for 24 weeks in both groups. And the 6A is a completely defined pre-specified primary and secondary outcome measure, including how and when they were assessed. The primary outcome was comparison of the mean Echnicol Simpson subscale score between group at 12 weeks, adjusted for baseline variable. And there is a and for 7A, and how sample size was determined based on the comparison of Echnicol Simpson subscale score between two groups at 12 weeks at a power of 90% of of 0.05 and seeking a difference of 2 points between groups. A total target sample size of 346 participants was initially estimated, or 434 participants, allowing for 20% loss to follow up. And the 8A method used to generate the random allocation sequence. The allocation sequence was generated by the system. And the 9 mechanism used to implement the random allocation sequence, such as sequentially numbered container describing any step taken to conceal the sequence until intervention were assigned. The participants were randomly assigned into a 1:1 ratio to either spino and the 10 which generate the randomly allocation sequence to that generate is as the system. And the 11, if done, it was blinded after assignment. It was blinded is participant, recruiting staff, and investigator were masked or blinded. And then 12A, statistical method used to compare group for primary and secondary outcomes. For primary analysis, and primary and secondary outcomes. And 12B, what the method for additional analysis such as subgroup analysis and adjusted analysis. We use the data or SAS for all analysis. No interim analysis were planned or conducted. And the 13, for each group, the number were randomly assigned. A total of 1,267 women were assigned for eligibility, and 413 were randomly assigned from 10 centers in England and Wales. And the 4A, the that's defining of the period of recruiting or follow-up. Uh, we recruited the participant from 5 June 2018 to 31 August 2021, with enforced post from 23 March 2020 to 11 June 2020 due to the COVID-19 pandemic. For the 30B, 30B, the participants were removed from analysis after being randomized assigned because two had recently a pregnancy test that was incorrectly done after randomization. And number 14, number 15, there's no number 15, and number 16. For each group, number of participants included for analysis. There's a three participants. Punishment table is one. Oh, this is the participant flow from assigned algebraically randomized for 413, terus excluded x 854, and from randomized we receive intervention and placebo. This is a table of showing baseline demographic like age characteristics, spironolactone, placebo, and the total. For the 17A, for its primary and secondary outcome result, each group post-hoc analysis showed that the result equated to number needed or treat 3 to 12 at 24 weeks. Before unbinding at 24 weeks, a significantly higher proportion of people receiving spironolactone feel satisfied that their skin had been helped compared with those receiving placebo. And for 17B, for binary outcome, presentation of absolute relative size recommended. The result, all the other Agnicol subscale and for total Agnicol score at 12 and 24th week were also statistically significant, and the favor of spironolactone group. Appendix table is for and the 18, the result of any other analysis performed, including subgroup analysis and adjusted analysis, is free from exploratory. Pre-specified subgroup analysis showing that the only significant interaction term was for age categorized as under 25 and over 35 years, suggesting that spironolactone is more effective treatment for among women 24 years and older. However, the number of women in trial younger than 25 years was small, and therefore conclusions are not definitive. And this number 819, the all important harm and unintended effect for each group. And the 20, the trial limitation. The adoption during the COVID-19 pandemic were crucial to completing trial but led to limitation, including removal of visit, limited collection of individual assessment and severity, and reduced availability of data for treatment adherence. And this is number 22, the adverse reaction and event. And number 25, as funding, such as supply or the role of funders. There's the funders. Funders independent research funded by National Institute for Health and Care Research under the Health Technology Assessment Program. And the 25, Prioritization consisting with result, balancing benefit and harm. There's the finding, there's a spironolactone caution against its pregnancy, and the effect are probably less sclerogenic than oral tetracycline. Overall, spironolactone provides a safe and effective alternative to oral antibiotic for adult women with persistent acne. In conclusion, uh, wait. In conclusion, we can find the 1A on page 1, 1B on page 2, 2A for on page 1 and 2, 2B on page 2, 3A, 3B on page 2, 4A, 4B on page 2. Number 5 we can find on page 3, 6A, 6B, 6A we can find in 3 and 4, page 3 and 4, terus 6B is there's no 6B, 7A it's page 5, 7B it's there's no in the page, and 5 HA, HB on page 5, and 9 on page 5, and 10 on page 5, 11A on page 5, and 11B there's no 11B, 12A, 12B is not page on 6, 13A on page 6 and 7, 13B is on page 7, 14A is page 6, 14B there's no 14B, 15 there's no 15, and 16 there's on page 6, 70A 70A is on page 8, 19 is on page 8, 20 there's no 20, 21 there's no 21, 22 on page 8, on 22 on page 8, 23 on page 1, 24 there's no 24, and 25 on page 8 and 10, and 9 and 10. Item of concern checklist in this article. That concludes my presentation. Thank you for your attention. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.